In mid-February of 2014, South Carolina experienced a major winter storm which affected large areas of the state. Upstate South Carolina endured the heavy brunt of the storm. However, the long-term impact was mitigated by emergency managers and first responders from neighboring counties partnering to help one another across jurisdictional lines. Barnwell County suffered significant damage as a result of this winter ice storm. Sleet and freezing rain accumulated on trees and power lines, causing downed tree limbs and extensive power outages, making any type of travel, including emergency response, dangerous and often impossible. To make matters worse, Barnwell County first responders have been dealing with a massive 3-alarm fire that destroyed Buck's Hardware and Carpet in downtown Barnwell the night before the storm arrived. By the time the freezing rain began to fall, most first responders and emergency management personnel were dealing with exhaustion from fighting the random flare-ups that continued throughout the night. Although the storm had already passed through the upstate, Abbeville County Emergency Manager David Porter continued to monitor the situation in the region. Porter reached out to Barnwell County Emergency Manager Roger Riley. After confirming that the situation was stabilized in Abbeville County, Porter traveled to Barnwell to assist Roger and contacted Anderson County Emergency Manager Taylor Jones. The arrival of Abbeville and Anderson County gave Barnwell staff and first responders time to rest and recuperate. In the midst of Winter Storm Pax, emergency responders battled 2 fire incidents, massive power outages, and roads that were simply impassable from debris, as well as a rare 4.1 magnitude earthquake which shook homes and rattled nerves of those in the disaster area. Just a phone call away, Abbeville, Anderson, and Jasper counties, as well as other agencies, immediately responded with emergency management teams and equipment to help their neighbors mitigate the emergency situation. The Western Piedmont Regional Emergency Management Task Force, the upstate's adaptable foundational model for a regional response to a major incident, has been successful in mitigating emergency situations in the past. Winter Storm Pax, accompanied by several simultaneous emergency events, demonstrated the necessity of a broader statewide coalition of counties that are capable of effectively enhancing each other's continuity and sustainability during times of disaster.
Pretty much after the first day, all of our firemen were exhausted. All of our resources were being exhausted quickly. Barnwell County had many roads that were completely blocked due to trees. As we were cutting one tree out the road, 3 more would fall. That's pretty much when I realized we were in trouble if we didn't have some help from somewhere. David Porter from Abbeville County, he called me up. I didn't know him that well, other than his name, and he called up and said, "Do you need any help?" And I said, "Most certainly I do." I didn't question because I was exhausted. I said, "Please, send me some help." The second night, Mr. Porter was here. He sent me home to get some rest, and when I came in, he said, "We could use some more help. Do you mind if I call Anderson?" I said, "Not at all." I said, "This is bigger than us two," and so he called Taylor Jones, and Taylor responded and said, "We'll be there." He came in, he looked at me, he said, "I've read your plan. Here's your plan for the day." From that time on, things just went so smooth.
Along with many tree limbs blocking roads, the ice storm caused widespread power outages throughout Barnwell County. Utility crews worked hard to restore power, but the loss of power created additional sets of problems. Other emergencies also arose.
About 2 days in, we had a nursing home catch on fire, and we had to evacuate 40 nursing home patients from that nursing home to our hospital, which was not designed to handle 40 people, but they sheltered those nursing home patients for about a week and a half until the nursing home could reopen back. Also had another nursing home that was threatening to evacuate due to lack of power, and we carried a generator to them. Our fire and EMS communications tower went out, and it's our backup law enforcement tower. Went on emergency generator power for about a week. That generator failed, so we pulled a second generator out there. That one failed, and finally we pulled a third generator out there, and after about 2 days we got it where it would limp along throughout the event until power came back on.
In the situation faced in Barnwell County, getting out accurate information was imperative.
One of the suggestions that I believe Taylor from Anderson County made was that we have a public information meeting so the folks, the citizens would be able to get some more information on when will their debris be cleaned up. Will they be able to get some help with chainsaw crews, because most folks still didn't have electricity at the time. When would the power come on? I'd never thought of such a need for citizens to come to a meeting and ask questions, and we would explain, Roger and myself would be able to explain where we are in the whole process.
The ultimate goal of every emergency management team is to protect life and property. County leadership and emergency managers need to be as efficient and as effective as possible while saving taxpayer dollars. Examining assets within a jurisdiction as well as those of surrounding counties helps leadership plan smartly and spend wisely. Operation Help Thy Neighbor was a real-life opportunity to test this concept.
There's so much that we can do for each other, and we try to be more alike than not alike. And I think this incident proved how cost-effective we can be as emergency management agencies across the state when we try to be more alike than different.
Winter Storm Pax was a regional disaster hitting 21 counties across South Carolina. Damages total $55 million, with snowfall reaching as much as 10 inches in the upstate and ice accumulations ranging up to 1.25 inches and coating critical infrastructure. Power outages affected 348,000 customers, some without power for more than a week. This concept of Help Thy Neighbor is a game changer in South Carolina.
I would be the first to go somewhere else and help somebody. After I saw the outpouring of support for us, if an event happens anywhere in the state, I'll be the first one to call and say, do you need help? I'll be glad to come. And my administrator has agreed, you go help whoever, wherever, whenever, and I'd be the first to do that. The week after this event, I was writing thank you letters, and I said, well, it would be a good idea to go to each county council and recognize them with a plaque or something so that they know what their local guys did for us. And so we had a resolution done in our council, and our councilman signed it. And I've delivered one to Anderson County, and then I'm scheduled next week to go to Abbeville and then to Jasper County.
Operation Help Thy Neighbor is proof positive of the task force's effectiveness as a regional model and the success of obtaining and surpassing the set goals and objectives. This concept can be readily duplicated in other regions, no matter what the emergency situation. When Winter Storm Pax descended on Barnwell County with full fury, Operation Help Thy Neighbor went into action and made the concept a reality.